Hello everybody. So today I wanted to make a little bit of a different kind of video, and I wanted to make something mostly for my mom because she always comes back asking me again and again, what are those stretches that help my hips again? Hip tightness is something a lot of us go through. Doesn't matter if you're a boy or girl or young or old, your hips can get pretty tight. And so I just wanted to make a video showing a few different things you could do to help relax your hips, loosen them up, increase the flexibility, and just feel more comfortable in your body. So we're gonna go ahead and start. You can start in a cross-legged position, comfortable cross-legged position, and just take a moment to find your breath. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Take a couple big full breaths here. Ground yourself in the practice. You're on your yoga mat today to help yourself, to improve yourself. Alright. Now that we're here, we'll do our first big move. We're going to bring up the bottoms of our feet together. Exciting, right? I like to call this butterfly pose. Your goal is to have your heels be drawn in as far as you can comfortably bring them, and to have your legs, your knees, thighs close to the ground as they can go also. It's okay if your butterfly looks like this right now. Just give it time and space to breathe into it and relax them, and they'll come down in their own time. If this is easy for you to come into this pose, you can deepen the stretch by leaning forward and pressing your elbows into your legs to push them down towards the floor. You want to take a few breaths in this position. Relax into this position. Up and take each leg out to the side like so. You're going to want to keep your toes pointing up, your feet active. Don't let them get lazy. Keep them active. You're going to come right here. Maybe use your hands to move the cheeks out of the way and get your sit bones on the ground if you need to. Stretch up as tall as you can on your inhale. And on your exhale, you're going to come forward very slowly, very gently. And you can keep moving forward until you feel your stretch. It's going to probably be in your inner thighs here. That's where I feel it. Might be in your low back, though, for some of you. Or lower down in your leg, even. Just go as far as feels comfortable, or you can still get a good stretch. This is available to you. You can come down onto your forearms for a deeper stretch. Come back up. This is the second pose. This kind of wide-legged, bending forward pose to help loosen up your thighs and your hips. So next, we're gonna go and move into a low lunge. So you're gonna move to your knees, come onto all fours, lift up your right foot and put it in between your hands to frame your foot, so to speak. And scoot your other leg back. You wanna make sure your knee in the front never passes your toes. any passing of the toes is gonna be able to cause damage on your body, so keep it back behind your toes. And you can scoot your left leg back to get more of a stretch. You didn't come into a super deep pose to start. And just breathe in and out here. You should get a deep stretch in your left hip flexor. If your right leg is up, that is. Alright. And before we switch sides here, I like to come into this other pose where we're gonna shift our weight back onto the left knee and send our right toes up towards the sky. So it look like this. This one isn't for the hip as much, but it does get a stretch here in the low back and a deep stretch here in your calf. Just undo that. Come back to all fours. And we're gonna go ahead and switch sides. And again, on this side, just take a few deep breaths. Really sink into this hip. You can get a deeper stretch too if you're able to rise up. But if you do rise up like this and bring your hands off the mat, you're going to want to make sure to keep your back leg very active, pressing your toes into the ground so you don't damage that knee. And again, on this side, it's going to pull head all back. Hold here for a few breaths. And release. Back to all fours. If you're feeling a little tight right now, you can go ahead and bring your toes together down here. Bring your knees wide apart and sink backwards into child's pose, reaching your arms as high as they go, letting your forehead kiss the ground. This one's really great if you just want to relax deep into the pose and still get some of the benefits of stretching and relaxing your hip flexors. If you want more of a side body stretch too, you can walk your hands out to each side. Give you a nice big stretch up the sides of your bodies. If you are watching the video while you do this, try not to. Try just to look straight down. It'll be better on your neck. When you're ready to come out of the pose, come back to center. Back to all fours. Seated pose. I think I'll show you one more before we wrap it up with our closing poses, but I wanted to show, or maybe two more. I want to show you guys frog pose, which this one's really great for very tight hips. So you're going to come into tabletop on all fours, your hands below your shoulders lined up with your elbows, your knees directly beneath your hips, hip width apart. from here, you're gonna just take your legs out and they'll be a little extra wide. Make sure your ankles are in line with your knees, so you want straight lines back there. And then you're gonna come onto your forearms in the front. Go wider with our legs. And then just sink back into frog pose. You want your forearms to stay active up here. Support your back. And yeah, sink, pull yourself back. And we'll get a deep stretch in those hips. Again, if you're only this far and you're getting that deep stretch, that's okay. Stay right there. You don't have to come into a deeper stretch if you're feeling it where you're at. Come out of frog. And that one was deep, so we're gonna shake that one off. This is how I like to shake off my hip stretches. Just start with your feet in front of you, your knees bent, hands down here to support you. Just windshield wiper your legs from side to side. It kind of shakes out any extra tension that was in your hips because you just did a deep stretch and maybe it felt a little too deep. This will help that out a lot. So this last stretch I wanted to show you for your hips is Happy Baby. So you can start how we just did for windshield wiper legs with your feet on the ground in front of you, your knees bent, and supporting yourself on the way down. You bring your back to the ground, and we're gonna bring our feet up and grab hold of them, put them up towards the sky. Just bring our legs bent and just find some movement here that feels good. It's a great stretch for the hips because you get to choose how deeply you stretch. You don't have to be deep. You can start up here, make it a lot deeper, bring it down here. It's called Happy Baby because it's meant to just play around and feel good. For the end of the stretch, I like to come down to Savasana, resting pose or corpse pose. Take a few deep breaths here and do a body scan. Send your consciousness to each part of the body to just check up on it. See what feels different, feels better. What wants more attention. Even if it's just a short couple minute practice, still good.